see the first one, so I don't care. We'll find it though. I don't think anybody's around today, but which is fine. This is Sports for Real with Coach Hall. I just want to come on a few minutes before the festivities begin. Got my TVs all set up. I got to get my customary 20 games in today. Everybody's been talking about this guy, Arch Manning, and it's time to put up or shut up. I'm tired of hearing about it. I don't give a damn who you related to. I know everybody expects certain things, but what I saw of him last year didn't show me enough. And he's been sitting there for 2 years. He's been sucking up the game. He knows the offense, and he's got all the hype behind him. So now it's time for him to go out there and perform. So I am looking forward to seeing just what Mr. Manning is going to do. Kickoff in about 20 minutes or so, and it should be a great game. It should be precursor to the start of a great football season. And I'm just hyped up, wait to see what's going to happen. Down here in the Sunshine State, got a lot going on. The Gators, that coach Billy, I can't even think of his damn name right now, but he's got a lot to prove this year. He said it's his dream job of sorts. And if you don't turn around and do something with that, then he's going to be in trouble. C15, how you doing, man? I thought I was going to be talking to myself there for a second. I just came on for a few minutes to, I guess, reduce the anxiety about watching a whole bunch of football games today. Texas is getting ready to kick off with Ohio State, and I'm excited to see just what this guy Arch Manning is going to do. I'm not rooting or pushing for him or against him either way. I just want to see if all this hype they've been talking about the last couple of years is worth it. Got my opinions on it, and I'm ready to see what he's going to do. Yeah, I'm having a good day, C. Just like I said, I'm just sitting there waiting for a chance to watch a little football. But I was talking about the Gators. I think the Gators are much improved. And as you saw last year, they started to come on. But I still think their fortunes are going to be determined by what their quarterback, Lagway, does. If they can keep him healthy, then the Gators are going to make a little bit of noise. They still got that similar tough schedule to what they had last year, and it's certainly tougher than what you've seen the Gators play primarily over the course of their history. So if they can stand up, then that says volumes about what they got going on down there in Gainesville. Florida State, at 3:30, they're going to kick it off against Alabama. To my understanding, this is the first time that Alabama has come to Tallahassee. Last time, Florida State don't play Alabama that much anyway, but the last time they played, I want to say hadn't been that long, maybe about 15 years ago or so, if that much. I know Bowden was the coach at the time, and they came to Jacksonville. They played Alabama in Jacksonville. And you know, of course, every now and then Alabama would show up in Gainesville to play against Florida. They went to South Florida, what last year or the year before. So they don't dip down to Florida too often, but when they do, usually some kind of bowl game. But to my understanding, this is the first time that the Crimson Tide is going to take on Florida State in Tallahassee. But what's strange about it, we don't know what Florida State is going to do. All right, you two have a good day, man. Have a great day there, C15. Appreciate you stopping in. We don't know what Florida State is going to do. Last year, they thought they had the right combination. That quarterback who only cared so much about his money, he didn't stand up no kind of way. And once he faltered, that pretty much set up the stage for what the Seminoles did all year long. And because of that, Alabama is coming into their backyard. I appreciate that too, C15. Alabama's coming into their backyard, and they are 13.5 points favorites. That don't normally happen when you start a season like that, especially since we don't know much about Alabama, and we really don't know much about Florida State, but they're basically basing everything on what took place a year ago. And if Florida State gets out there and they get blown out on their home field, it's going to be another long season for them, and I don't think Norvell makes it through the season. He probably don't even go halfway. So, very important day for Norvell. And the other game tomorrow, I believe Miami is taking on Notre Dame. I think 2 or 3 point favorite. The key to that is how well will Notre Dame continue to play the way they finished last year, and can Carson Beck, who spent his career up in Georgia, came down to Miami on an NIL deal. So my understanding is making like $8 million to do that. So instead of trying to go to the NFL, hell, why not take one more run at the college football world, which I would have done the same thing. I'd take the $8 million, and if the pros come through, great. If they don't come through, great. He's all right either way. JG, how you doing? You ain't talking like I didn't. I know you ain't talking like I didn't have. Okay, you talking stupid, man. You go somewhere with that crap, man. Sound like old chump. You know why even. I got to do better than that. All right, so the question that I have today coming in is, will Arch Manning live up to the hype? Right now, you guys are going about 50-50 on whether you think he's going to do it. Animal Rescue, how you doing, man? You all, like me, you don't know what he's going to do. But, you know, these guys, because they're related to certain people, they got all this accolades thrown upon them as if they didn't, as if they had already done something and they hadn't done a thing. And we're all waiting to see just what this guy's going to do. And I don't watch too many of those hype shows, and you know they got them on now, and they got the countdowns going. One thing I would like to see though is Lee Corso. It's my understanding that this is his last program where he's going to do the headgear. I knew he was old, but I didn't know he was 90 years old. And he's just going to give one last headgear, and that's going to be it for him. He's going to go home and ride it on out and see the game from afar, and just let somebody else take it to a different level. But I don't see anybody else trying to come through and doing the exact same thing with the headgears, because it wouldn't be the same. And I'd agree with that. So I may go in and watch some of the things he has to say, and I think that'd be a good way to see old Sunshine Scooter get on out of here, man. So that would be nice. All right. So who are your guys' team? I like a lot of teams. I like to see what a lot of teams are going to do. And I did choose one. It won't let me do it. Okay. Okay. All right. Anyway, JG, you need to grow up, whoever you are. You just like the prototypical sucker out here on the internet saying stupid stuff. Normally I wouldn't give you any credit, but yeah, you could be anybody, which is fine. You need to go find somebody else to mess with. C15 says he likes the Eagles. All right, now we're talking college football today, C15. Do you have a college football team? Larry Barry, what you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I think that at the end of the day, you're going to still have the same cast of characters make it through to these college playoffs. And, well, speaking of the Eagles, do you think that you caught a break when the Cowboys dealt Parsons to the Packers? You don't have to worry about that guy chasing down Jalen Hurts anymore. And I don't think they have a suitable sub to go out to the quarterback. So what they did for you and the rest of the teams in the NFC East is make it easier for you. And you can thank Jerry Jones for that. But Barrett, you don't think he will live up to the hype? I'm thinking the same thing. I seen him play last year, and they brought him in spot duty against Georgia and a couple of other games. I wasn't overly impressed. Yeah, he can run a little bit, but I hadn't seen anything that gets me excited. All right, we got an idiot on here, Larry, so don't even pay that any mind, man. And don't even worry about that, man. But I think that Jerry Jones, he's a detriment to his own team, and the older he gets, the worse he's going to get. And now he's going about destroying his own team based on his own personal feelings. Now, he's not any type of person that's going to have to go out there and play, but yet he's making all the decisions that affects how they're going to play. Now, what's going to happen is if that team starts out with a losing streak or not playing very well early in the season, then he's going to be upset about it. And he's going to go out and read the riot act to his team, but yet he's not taking responsibility for the situation that he's causing, which is why those players, they try to block out everything he's saying and doing. But it's hard to block those things out when you have a guy that's taking some of your best players away and causing discord in the locker room. Then you go back on the media and say, well, you don't expect any kind of discord to take place. So it's kind of disheartening if you're a player trying to deal with some of the things that's coming out of Dallas. So I hope the Eagles beat the Cowboys by 30 points and embarrass them on national TV, because it's going to be a night game. They're opening up the season. Only one game in town. So if the Cowboys, they should be able to score a lot of points this year. But if they start turning the ball over, it could get real ugly real quick. And the difference between the pros, college, and high school, there's no running clocks. So you're going to have to sit there and deal with it. And I think it's great. Now you say, Larry says Texas doesn't have a front line. Well, they're supposed to be rebuilt all the way across the board. So if they don't have a front line, then they won't be able to keep Manning standing up. And how's he going to win all these Heisman trophies in the national championship if he doesn't have a front line? So it'll be interesting to see just what they do. That's why I'm counting down these last 10, 15 minutes. I'm itching to see what happens. Now, last year, Michigan had Texas come in early in the season, and Texas with Ewers, who had all that experience, they came in there and destroyed Michigan. I don't see them destroying Ohio State today, but Ohio State, they're starting a new quarterback themselves. So the question is, can Ohio State quarterback keep that team functioning at a high enough level to keep them competitive? Now, it could turn into a blowout either way, but it still comes down to how well does this guy Arch Manning play. And right now, we're all around 50-50 about whether he's going to live up to the hype or not. He may not play well today. Maybe he'll play well as the season goes on. But I'll get everything I need to know about him just to see how he comes out of the tunnel, just to see how he starts his drive, and it'll be interesting all the way across the board to see how this thing goes. So I'm interested in seeing all of that. But other than that, other than recalling the certain games at home today, we get a chance to see who's going to do what. I see a lot of massive point spreads out there, and I'm not really a gambler, but let me ask you guys this. What are the chances that these teams that are favored by winning 40-plus points, are these realistic? Do those teams usually cover when the spread is so high? I'm not a historian on it, so I don't know. But I like to know. I know it's not a guarantee either way, because some teams favored to win by 50 won't, and some will. So it's just a matter of what happens against a particular opponent. And I think that what some teams, I've seen Florida do it a lot, they run off a few teams, but what they're doing, they're sending in reserves and waves. But they don't, college football is changing now because you don't have all those SX players that you can send in like you used to. So I'm tending to think that all these 50-point spreads, they ain't going to be so. And I'd be interested to see just how that goes. But anyway, enough of that. I just want to come in. Yes, C15, I'm going to do around 10 o'clock tomorrow. That's a good time slot. A lot of people coming out of church, getting ready to go to church, whatever reason, it draws a decent little following there. So I want to come on tomorrow about 10 o'clock, and we'll talk about what we've seen today. So check me out tomorrow, like and subscribe, and we'll go from there. But I appreciate you subscribing for me, C15. But in the meantime, I got to get up out of here right now. I got a perfect score of 50-50 on do you think Arch Manning is going to be living up to the hype? I don't think that he will, but it'd be interesting to see how he does. Most top 10 teams cover the point spread, especially a team not ranked. even if it's 50 points, JC. When I did, I just looked on there and 40 points and above. I had to see if I put $1 down on it just to see if appreciate the C15. I had to put $1 down on some of those 40 plus 50 points spreads just to see what happened. I don't expect to win, but it's good to track, and it also gives you further insight on what's really going on in sports. So that'll be something to keep up with. But like I said, I got to get in here and watch this game, man. So I just wanted to come on and see what you guys were thinking about Arch Manning and if he was gonna live up to the hype or not. So wherever you are in the world, JC, appreciate you stopping by again. C15 and anybody else that came in. Glad you stopped by, Larry Barrett. Hopefully I see you guys in the morning, man. So I'm going ahead and see what Arch Manning is going to do. If there's some breaking news come on, or if there's some major blowout that shouldn't have been that way, I'll be back on this afternoon and we can talk about it, man. But expect to see me about 10 o'clock tomorrow. So until then, you guys have a great football day. I'm going to get me something to drink, and I'm going to watch me some football, man. So take it easy. I'll see you in the morning. All right, take it easy. I'm out.